Hey kids, thanks for watching today. My name's Mr. Mark, and it's my passion to tell boys and girls in the Spanish world about Jesus. I want to introduce you to a friend of mine, Emma Pate. She goes to my church, and she's going to tell you how you can help me reach boys and girls your age with the gospel.
My name is Emma Pate, and I'm an 11-year-old 6th grader living in Greenville, South Carolina. I live in a family of 5. I have 2 brothers, whose names are Jonathan and Josiah. My dad works 2 jobs and enjoys cycling. My mom stays home and works around the house. She always gets me to help her. I love any kind of animal. I like reading, soccer, and playing the violin in my school orchestra. My mom and dad also make me take piano lessons. I like piano, but performing makes me nervous. My favorite time of year is summer because I get to see my cousins a lot. We love to drive my great-grandma's golf cart and play with my grandma's dog Buster. Every year at my grandma's, all the girls have a big tea party. This year we went to a tea room and then took pictures at the beach. I go to a Christian school and enjoy learning about the Bible. My teacher is so much fun. We had a reading contest and I read 75 books. We also have Spanish class, and I have learned quite a few songs and verses in Spanish. Recently, we have been learning how to conjugate verbs in Spanish. It's very hard. Someday I would love to go to Cuba. This sounds like a neat place to visit. I might even be able to share the gospel with some people there. Matthew chapter 28, verses 19 through 20 say that Jesus wants us to go into all nations and teach them about Him. That includes Spanish-speaking countries. Maybe as kids, we don't think that we can do much to obey the Great Commission, but there are many ways that we can. Here's one. Over the next few years, 14 countries in the Spanish world will be celebrating their 200th anniversary. Next year, Mexico, Chile, Colombia, and Argentina will be celebrating theirs. Mr. Mark Ring is a missionary who goes to my church. He is planning to pass out 417 boxes of Bible story CDs to the people as free gifts. The CD jacket has the colors of the Mexican flag and looks very patriotic. Now here's the deal. Each box has 1,200 CDs. Mr. Mark says that each CD will probably have 5 listeners. This means that each box will reach approximately 6,000 people. This is an awesome opportunity to tell them about Jesus. Mr. Mark's goal is to have 1,000 CDs passed out by 500 churches in Mexico next year. 2.5 million people can hear the gospel this way. To give you an idea, to shake hands with 2.5 million people would take almost 4 months. Or what about this? If you lined up 2.5 million of us kids side by side, the line would reach from New York City all the way to Atlanta. This is a big deal, and you can be a part of it. You could fulfill the Great Commission. Here is how. One of the stories that Mr. Mark has made is an English adventure story CD. It is called White Fangs in a Black Hole. My brothers and I love listening to it. It's especially funny when Bullet the dog runs away with the sheriff's radio. Donate $10 and you will get a copy of White Fangs in a Black Hole. Your $10 will help make 30 Spanish Bible story CDs to be passed out to Mexican children who may have never heard about Jesus. We can sow the gospel, but it is God that will change these children's hearts. People are important. God loves them. Jesus died for them. If they accept Him, their salvation can never fade away. We can be a part of reaching these children with the good news of eternal salvation.
Hi, I'm Mr. Mark, and it's my passion to sow the gospel in the Spanish world. Next year, when Mexico celebrates its 200th anniversary, it's my plan and prayer that we'll be able to put 500,000 Bible story CDs all over Mexico. You know, Emma's right. This is a big deal, and you can be a part. You can help me sow the gospel in Mexico. You know, the Bible reminds us there in Matthew 28, 19, and 20 that we're to go all over and preach the gospel. I need your help doing this next year. Will you help me? Now, this is how you can help. A few years ago, I did this drama story CD, White Fangs in a Black Hole. It's a great story about a little boy who doesn't obey, and, well, you'll have to listen to find out. If you'll donate $10, we'll take your donation, and that $10 will give us the opportunity to give the gospel to 150 people. Did you know there are over 25 million 10-year-olds and under in Mexico? And by your donation, you can help me give those boys and girls the gospel. What do you say? Will you help me sow the gospel in Mexico? Will you help Emma and me give those boys and girls the gospel? Do you realize if we're able to put the 500,000 out, that we'll be able to give the gospel to 2.5 million people? I'm Mr. Mark, and it's my passion to sow the gospel in the Spanish world, to tell the little boys and girls about Jesus. Will you help me?